Hey guys, Mr. Happy here, and today I just want to do a quick video, and it's more like I just want to make people aware of this feature that's in the game right now. So I'm just recording this live. I'm just speaking over myself playing right now. You're like, woo! See, I'm just flipping the camera around, and it's very similar to my Extreme Mode Primal Q&A video I did the other day. So basically, what am I going to cover in this video? I'm going to cover a feature in the game that I feel like people are starting to utilize it more. I mean, granted, it's only been a week since patch 2.1. But I know there's a lot of people out there that A, don't like the duty finder, and B, don't have a set static to run with every week. So those people usually use, they do pickup groups, turn 1 pickup groups, Crystal Tower pickup groups, Extreme Mode Primal pickup groups, whatever you need, Moggle Mog pickup groups, anything you could possibly need. And it's the feature known as the Party Finder. Now, when we logged into the game, there was nothing to tell us about this. If you didn't read the patch notes, you didn't know about it unless you started playing around with all the new features in your UI right here. But the Party Finder is basically the same thing as the Duty Finder, almost. Not in theory it is. You're doing it to find groups for content. That is what the point of the Party Finder is. The difference is the Party Finder is only people on your server, so you're able to, A, create closer ties with people. If you're constantly doing the Party Finder, you'll probably run into a lot of the same people very often, which gives you this sort of sense of camaraderie, where you do something with somebody enough, and it's like, do you get used to having them around, and, you do runs together with each other, and it makes for a more interactive experience with the people that you're actually running with. So, let's open it up first. So, first, how do you open the Party Finder? Well, like I said, the game doesn't tell you how to open the Party Finder when you first log in, and this was the biggest mistake I think they made with the Party Finder, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But in order to access it, as you can see now at the bottom here, you have these tabs. If you're not looking, look in the bottom right of the video where my mouse is right now. See, I'm doing circles. And as you can see, you have a social tab. Now, when you click the social tab, it gives you a bunch of things: signs, emotes, party members, free company, link shell, Party Finder. It's this one right here. You left click it, and bam! It comes up with a list of people that are searching for parties, the roles they're looking for, the average item level they're looking for, who the recruiter is, and what the objective of it is. So that is the most important thing. So how do we do this? What are all the features that we have here? What does it actually do, and how does it work? Well, let's go to recruit members. When you want to recruit members for a piece of content, this is what you'll use. So you left click it, or with the controller, you scroll down and you click it, you press it, and you come to this. This is recruitment criteria, and it lets you be very, very specific with what you want to accomplish here. So, for example, objective. You pick, what do you want? Dungeons, Guild has trials. This is things such as primals and binding coil. As you can see, when you go to trials, you get a lot of different things. You get Mitchell's Ballad, Thorn March, hard mode primals, normal primals, extreme mode primals. If you want, you have raids, which are things like the Binding Coil turns 1 through 5, and the Crystal Tower. You have quest battles, which, just in general quest battles. Things like Dorme Chimera would really fall under that. Dorme Chimera and Hydra, definitely great uses for that. You have people you can search to make pre-mades for PvP, fate grinding, treasure hunt groups, Guild has dungeons. You can pretty much make anything. So, just for this example, let's do dungeon. Let's just say I wanted to form a group for Tasha. Of course, you have all the other dungeons in the list right here, all the way down to Hawk Manor hard mode. So you do that. You decide if you want to set an average item level. So this basically means if you only want top geared people, people who are out there who say, I only want this, I want this gear minimum. Those people out there that do that don't want to have to, teach new players. They have this option if it's a big deal for them. Those who may not matter so much, they may not use it. So you can press yes, and then you set. I guess that there is like a reasonable limit to this. I've not played around with it that much. Let's see. 900, sure, average item level of 900. So it defaults down to 200, which is pretty interesting if you ask me. It sort of speaks for where the gear is going before patch 3.0. Hint, hint. Anyway, so depending on what kind of content it is, you'll either have a light party or a full party. So because it's a 4-man dungeon, it only sets me up for light party. Now by default, it shows my job, which is Bard. And then it has, tank, healer, and another DPS. So these are very general roles that you may leave or not leave. But for things where you want more specific roles, like you just want a black mage or you just want a summoner, you can actually left-click, let's say DPS, and you can select just the ones you want. So, for example, I don't want any DPS. I don't want any DPS. So let's just say I only want Dragoon. I only want Dragoon. I can click all of these lights down right here, and I can just select Dragoon, and now, when I press OK, it's only going to add, well, Arcanist. Unclick Arcanist, thank you. So now it's only Dragoon. I will only accept a Dragoon for this slot. So you have people who can leave it open, or they can make it more specific. Of course, the same goes for healer. You can just ask for a White Mage or a Scholar. Tank, you could just ask for a Paladin or a Warrior. It gets pretty specific. And if you don't care what somebody comes as, there's actually a free button. When you select free, you don't care what you get. You just queue with what you get, and that's what it is. So it's very customizable. And then, if you want, you can add a comment. Let's say, you know, I'm doing Sastasha, so you're going to hear me typing right here. It's like looking for leveling 15 to 18 Sastasha runs. Let's just say that that was my goal with this party, to try and set that up. You have a, you know, maximum characters of 180, and you set this up and you go and you know, that's my comment. So that's it. I leave that alone. And then you select the play style, newcomers, welcome. So to teach new people how to play, or for people who are just newcomers all in the party. Urgent, as in you want to get it done quick. Slow and easy, you know, you just want to do a casual dungeon run until we complete our duty. Never give up mode. Multiple runs for loot. Perfect. Serious play with high level gear. Of course, that's for the people who definitely want a minimum item level. Story focus, no cutscene skipping. Again, very specific, because they know that there's an audience out there that doesn't want to skip cutscenes for things like Praetorium and Castrum. People that don't want to skip the cutscenes, they don't want to feel pressured for it. So perfect tool for such things. And then of course you have the languages, and then you would click recruit members. I don't want to give people the idea I'm doing a Sastasha run, so I'm not going to click recruit members. But then when you click recruit members, it throws your name up on this list. Now, additionally, if you were looking for a specific duty, there is a search for members one where you can search for a specific objective. Let's say what else? There's a coil turn 2 run here, so let's go raid, binding coil turn 2, average item level of 70. I will be a DPS role and search. No results. That guy, I guess that guy didn't set his up properly. Let's just try all. See if we get it. Okay, there you go. So even though I instead of doing turn 1, turn 2, and then so now it sorts these by what I was looking for. Now, these are all great features, but they're only good if everybody's using them, if a lot of people are utilizing the Party Finder, because right now, as you can see, at this current time of the recording, the list isn't that big, and honestly, I haven't seen the list that big, but I see tons of people playing and shouting, and a lot of people not using the Party Finder. So I just wanted to really make sure this was a feature that people were aware of, because it is an excellent tool, especially for getting things done like the relic quests, which are getting increasingly harder to find people for. I definitely think this is an important tool, and again, social, Party Finder, bam. It still even saves my search stuff. So definitely, guys, if you're somebody who wants to pug something, but you don't want to be sitting in Mordona, you don't want to constantly be teleporting and shouting, throw it up. And when somebody wants to join your party, for example, I left-click this, they just click join party, and that's it. As long as they meet the criteria for the Party Finder, they can just click join party. They can even send you a tell to get more details if they're really interested. So it has pretty much everything I could want. Now, the only problem with it is that it's not shown to players, and I think the developers are aware that it's problematic that such an important feature isn't introduced to the players in any way. So what I propose, when they're going to add features like this that don't have key bindings on our keyboard, I highly recommend that when a player logs in, they get tutorial tips. I mean, I know it's going to be annoying for people who have those things turned off, but just so the average player is aware, if you don't have them turned off, or even if you do, just give the people a one-time tutorial tip, regardless of their setting, letting them know about the feature, because it's a great feature, and only weakness is not a lot of people are using it yet. So definitely go check it out. If you have content you want to do, instead of duty finding it, you might want to try the Party Finder first, see if you have any better luck, because most of the time you'll have better luck in the Party Finder than you will in the duty finder. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped you if you didn't know about the Party Finder. Please like, favorite, subscribe, and share for more Final Fantasy XIV and Final Fantasy videos in general. Of course, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, where I will, I'll gladly answer questions for people, if you ask me a question on either of those platforms. And of course, follow me on Twitch, where you can watch me stream Final Fantasy XIV as well as Final Fantasy and some other games in 2014. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. It's December 23rd to 24th when I'm releasing this video. I don't know when I'm going to actually release the video, but regardless, it's a holiday season, so happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, all that stuff, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whichever you might celebrate, and if you celebrate none, well, have a good time off at the very least. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.